My name's Jared. This is Metal Men in the Making. I'm not sure if you guys have ever thought about this, but do you notice any hormonal shifts just in general as you age, with different experiences, maybe with exercise increase or decrease, the way what you eat or don't eat? Uh, it's really interesting, and it's probably something that we're not in tune with very much as men. We have an understanding about women's shift in hormones, on a monthly basis, and then around pregnancy and hormones that help produce milk when breastfeeding and have an increased sensitivity to their child's needs when the baby's born. But for men, it's not as common for us to be in tune. I think the main one is probably testosterone. So we all have an understanding of what that is. A lot of us do. Whether you can feel it or not, you obviously, most of you have probably felt it when you went through puberty. You have a big hit of testosterone, slowly tapers off, which I've felt in my early 30s. I sort of felt a shift, and then now as I age, definitely feel the effects of shifting levels of testosterone, most probably. Most probably, testosterone is responsible for those feelings. The one that I want to focus on today, the hormonal shift, is for men when they bond with their infant children. So this is something that I was aware of going into having young kids, but have definitely felt the effects of shifting hormones. The two I'm going to focus on are testosterone and prolactin. And it's interesting to think about why this we might have these hormonal shifts, and what it can help facilitate in raising your young children. So testosterone, obviously, fairly straightforward. Sex drive. Helps you feel motivated. I noticed a shift in my motivation around exercise when that I believe was accompanied by a shift in testosterone. And this makes sense that you would have a drop in sex drive. When you've got young children, your primary focus shifts onto them, and your wife's primary focus shifts. You don't want to be horny as hell when you've got young kids, because let's face it, you're probably not going to get a lot of sex for a variety of reasons, namely just sleep and being so busy, your attention being diverted onto the care of your young child or children. And I suppose the other thing that testosterone is responsible for is probably that anger. It makes us feel angry, and you want to be more nurturing, especially with young children. So you really want to taper off the disagreeable element, or the some of the emotional effects of testosterone. Now the other one was prolactin. My wife's a midwife, so I was familiar with prolactin in a very small way, and I associated it with being the breastfeeding hormone. I had to actually look it up to see when men produced it who aren't fathers. So when you have your young children and you begin bonding with them, you have an increase in prolactin. Now, for those of you that aren't fathers, and men that aren't fathers, they'll have an increase in prolactin after sexual intercourse. Now, it's when I read that, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. It gives you a feeling of sexual satiation. Now, this is obviously a good thing to have an increase of. That's sort of in line with the drop in testosterone. Is that you want to feel happy, you want to feel secure. You don't want to be chasing that sexual attention off your wife, and it. I suppose it brings out that more nurturing side, I know there's probably many other hormones, and I'm still researching this myself, and I'll tag some things in the comments for you to go and look at if you're interested in doing your own research. But I just wanted to really touch on my experience. So. Yeah, it's not that I was void of emotion or didn't cry during movies before I had kids, but definitely that's probably been the major change. A lot with the boys, we had quite a battle having the kids, and so every now and again they'll do something, or I'll be sitting on the couch with them, and I'll get very emotional and quite often cry. We watch quite a few cartoons. And Moana seems to be on repeat pretty much in our house, and just every now and again, just sitting there, and Moana. Spoiler alert: Moana's grandmother passes away, and just that whole interaction gets me emotional, and maybe 50% of the time I'll cry during that. The fairly emotional, provoking clips on YouTube, for me particularly, there's one where a father does Ironman triathlons with his disabled son, and the way that came about was this father did a fun run with his son, and in a like a running wheelchair. And the son looked at his father and said, "Dad, this is the first time I haven't felt disabled." And that father just, something really got ignited in that father's soul, I suppose. And he's just like, "Oh man, if you don't feel disabled when we do this," he says, "I want to do this as much as possible." And got fit. Like, I can't imagine doing an Ironman triathlon. Just propelling myself through that ordeal, let alone sharing that with someone else, and having to carry them through that. And that clip, as you can see, even just talking about it, makes me very emotional. And it serves a purpose, we want to really lean into that, to this effect that these hormones have on us, and realize what they're there for, and you take advantage of it to bond with our young children, and to be that father figure still, but to really nurture, especially the young kids. They take a lot of time and energy and effort just in every caring and feeding and changing and putting them to sleep. And in some way, these hormones are designed to help us do that. So, for the fathers out there, if you're planning on being a father someday, I hope that you have gained a small understanding of these hormonal shifts that might occur when you become a father. And if you are a father, just lean into these hormonal changes, because they're there for a reason. And the bonding that we can do with our young children is something that helps them throughout the rest of their lives, which is what who doesn't want to try and do that for their beautiful little children and my beautiful little boys? That's something I definitely want to do. So yeah, like I said, I'll put some information in the comments, a journal article and a YouTube clip. So I encourage you to do some research for yourself. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you next time.